EDC here. Welcome to my channel, Smells Good. And as usual, really thankful for you to clicking on the link. Today I have got a fragrance which has not been reviewed a lot on YouTube. In fact, if you do a search, you'll probably get one review, and it is Baldessarini. That's the right way to pronounce it. So Baldessarini, a little word about this brand. It is actually an exclusive sort of a higher level sort of a product line from Hugo Boss, and this is actually based after a gentleman called Warner Baldessarini, who was the chairman of Hugo Boss. Did a lot of work there, and as a gesture of gratitude, Hugo Boss created a niche kind of a line within Hugo Boss called Baldessarini, launched in 2000. This particular fragrance was launched in 2002. It's an EDC concentration, and it is called Baldessarini. So it's different than the normal packaging you get. Here is how the bottle looks, and it's basically a refill bottle. You can get it for about £15, much cheaper than the original bottle. I hope you can see. And in terms of prices, I mean, the original Baldessarini EDC will set you back by about £35. A recharge can be had for about 15. So I wouldn't waste too much time on packaging and sprayers and stuff like that. So it's just a recharge. I'll go straight into the fragrance. You know, the first whiff of it tells you why it's not been reviewed too much. It's a complex one, and during the course of the review I'll tell you why. It's a difficult scent to review. But does that make it a bad scent? No, it actually is a fantastic scent. So the fragrance starts off, it's an EDC concentration, but the power will surprise you. The fragrance starts off beautifully. In fact, before I go into the fragrance, let's talk about who created it. So there are two gentlemen, very hard to pronounce their names. One is Pierre Vargin, I believe, Vargin, I'm not very sure. This gentleman has created some very good fragrances. Some of them are real favorites of mine. One is Hugo Boss No. 1, Draca Noir, La Nuit de l'Homme, and L'Homme. So, you know, Hugo Boss No. 1 is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. It's also a collab work with another gentleman called Jean-Marc, I believe is the right way to pronounce his name. He is more associated with a niche fragrance house known as A Lab on Fire, and one of the fragrances he's created for them is One Night in Rio, which is a terrific fragrance, and Carolina Herrera Chic. So these two gentlemen have got together creating Baldessarini. The result is nothing less than spectacular. I don't know why this is not talked about. Off the bat, the opening note, bitter orange, very fluidy, and it's got something which is similar, if you like, Dior Sauvage kind of fragrances, you know, sharp projection, and you can smell it from a distance. That's basically a sort of a grapefruit based molecule. It is a chemically synthesized molecule. It falls in the category of chemistry known as damascones, primarily grapefruit based. So that's the start. You can get this damascone based grapefruit and bitter orange coming loudly and beautifully. It feels a bit plasticky, yeah, but it's not a bad plasticky one, but you get the vibe. Feels plasticky. Now I actually have a dry down on my left hand, so the fragrance will get into the heart very quickly in about 15-20 minutes. The heart of the fragrance is keeping up with the tradition of citrusy kind of a, you know, this is a woody oriental classification. So the heart of the fragrance it transitions into the heart beautifully. It's got mint and something called Douglas fir. It's an ornamental fir plant, second highest plant in the coniferous region, and it's used in spicing some of the Red Indian drinks. Yeah, so it's basically a flavoring agent. What Douglas fir and mint are doing in this fragrance is creating sort of a you know, orangey minty with wood, which appears like cedar. So it's a unusual sort of a spicy fruit, woody fragrance. That's the middle. That's lovely transition. It will keep you very interested. The dried out is the magical thing about this fragrance. Now on my hand I have this 3-hour dry down, and this fragrance should be actually enjoyed for its dry down. It's beautiful. What they've done is they've taken patchouli or tobacco and they've sort of blended that with the mint and the orange and the cedar sort of Douglas fir approach, and creates a terrific dry down. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So that sort of brings us to, what is the in summary, what is a fragrance? So beautiful fruity tobacco, cedar, traces of patchouli. The magical thing about patchouli, or disastrous thing about patchouli, is it's such a harsh note. Taking patchouli and combining it with mint, orange, fir, and still keeping that essence of a beautiful, sort of a oriental, woody, appealing scent is the magic of these two gentlemen. This fragrance has terrific dry down. You will really enjoy this. I absolutely love it. And the beauty about this fragrance is nobody's talking about it. So whoever buys this will probably smell unique. That brings us to the next subject. Value for money. You can get this for about £15 on Notina. Buy the refill if you don't care about bottles. If you do care about bottles, it's about 35 to 40 pounds. This is a 50 ml refill, as I said. £15. Yeah. For the kind of fragrance you're getting, it's a steal. So value for money is very high. In terms of longevity, it's an EDC, but it will surprise you. It's about 4 to 8 hours, depending on the weather and where you wear it. If you wear it on exposed areas of your skin, it'll last about 4 to 6 hours. If you wear it under your shirt, and if you go heavy, like 4 to 6 sprays, it'll last till next day. And the sillage is very strong. Projection very strong for 1.5 hours. As I said, Damscone. They have been developed synthetically in laboratory conditions to project. So good projection, 1 to 1.5 hours. Sillage is very strong under your shirt. About 6 hours. When you move around, you'll smell it. In terms of occasions, I think I've covered longevity. In terms of occasions, I would say this as a versatile scent. Okay, so dress up, dress down, no problem. I don't see this as a nighttime scent. This is probably a daytime scent, but you can try it nighttime. I've never tried it nighttime, so I couldn't vouch for it. The only thing I would say is don't overspray it. Don't spray it like 4 under your shirt and 4 somewhere else. But you can try it. It's a personal taste. So in terms of testing it, you can test it on paper, on skin. It is fantastic. You will love it. I would say any age group is suitable. I don't see this thing being confined. The one thing I've noticed with this one is this is a complex scent and difficult to describe. Hence, when you wear it in winter and when you wear it in summer, you get the impression that you're wearing two different fragrances, because the patchouli and the mint and the orange don't speak to each other. But springtime, wow, you wear this in spring, and this is basically what spring and autumn. So my friends in the southern hemisphere, they'll enjoy this. This fragrance is terrific for spring and autumn. Not so good for summer or winter, just because of the reason I said. I think the mastery of the fragrance is how they have taken these 3 notes, completely different notes, a herbal, a citrus, and a patchouli or a tobacco note, and brought them together is the art here. And for such a low price, that's the beauty of this fragrance. I'm sure you will enjoy this. I can't think of anything else that I should have covered, so that be it. And as usual, if you do like the review, do give it a like and do subscribe. Once again, thank you. AC signing off. Namaste. Bye bye.